The Street Fighter movie gets more interesting. Paul Dano heading back to the Daniels, and that woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die.
Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates, and welcome to Middle Class Film Class Gab and Chatter Edition. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And...
I'm gay.
Got it. No Tyler over there.
Now we just have the Rizzler.
Yeah, just the Rizzler.
That thick ponum to look at.
Yes. Will he ever grow up?
You know what? That's a great question. I don't know.
Well, we have a great show for you today. Welcome everyone on YouTube Live and otherwise. And of course, the OG audio only classmates in podcast land.
Yes.
We are one day out from July 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're one day ahead of it. It's in the rears now.
It's a holiday that I've kind of always dreaded.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just never really cared for it. It's
It's
always too hot. It's always smoky outside because of the fireworks. And I don't know.
And the dogs go crazy.
It just feels very dry out here, especially in California.
I like the dry.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the dry.
Yeah.
Speaking of dry, Canada Dry. I went to Canada last week. Great segue.
Very good.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I was thinking of that is number one, I'm back.
Yes.
And number two,
I'm back.
yeah,
You're back.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. No
Number-
drop for you, though.
Yeah, no, that's reserved just for you. They were having Canada Day celebrations when I was there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they had the Calgary Stampede also because I was in Calgary, outside of Calgary in a nature reserve called Banff National Park.
Banff. Yeah.
Banff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got Banff from Badass Motherfucker.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it was a really good trip. It was beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Almost unreal how pretty it was.
And then you had to come back.
Yeah, and then it was funny because I was there for 3 days, 4 nights, and I was the entire time on on these nature walks and in the downtown city center, going in business establishments, kind of common hangout areas, and nature, of course, and all over the hotel and in various restaurants, and there was event halls and bowling alleys and stuff, and I was all over the place. And I didn't see graffiti once.
Graffiti?
Not one time. Not 1 ounce of graffiti. Not one piece of chewed bubble gum stuck somewhere.
No trash?
No. Well, there's a couple of bits of trash, but very, very, very little. There was something that you can tell someone just dropped.
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking, man, this is the life. They understand that it's nice out here and they need to keep it like this way
In this resort.
Yeah,
area.
and it's that's really just one. We were at a really nice hotel, but the whole area is it's a preserve. It's a national park.
Yeah.
And but the hotel we stayed at was built in 1880. It was great, crazy, unbelievable. They can build something like that back then, in the middle of the side of a fucking mountain when there's no cars.
Yeah.
It's just, and they hadn't even built the train yet. There's in the middle of building the train from east to west. But
So what happens on Canada Day? What is that day celebrating?
Their Independence Day, same thing.
From also England?
Probably France, England.
England
and France.
I guess
yeah.
so, yeah.
Look, they still have the Queen on their money over there.
Oh, really? I've always
the king now.
wondered about the currency in Canada.
I was so it wasn't a high priority for me, but I did want to bring some currency back home because I brought currency home from Portugal.
Yeah.
Coins and bills and whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just ask Mitch or Steven to send me some money.
You send me some money.
I'll send you some American, and our American money was worth more than theirs right now. So it's
okay.
like it's like 30% off whatever you're.
Is that
looking at.
that's throughout Canada? The same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always wondered how it worked.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. It's a whole shebang. But as soon as we flew back into SFO, immediately I went to the bathroom at one of the airport. I was like, we're back home. This is disgusting. It stinks like a turlet.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's dirty.
Is it Canada where the water goes the other way?
That's Australia.
Oh, Australia.
They also owned by the Brits.
True.
But I ate poutine.
Is it poutine or Putin?
Everybody there said poutine.
Okay.
If you go maybe up to Montreal.
Did you run into any French Canadians?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hella people were speaking French. Well, not hella, but enough people were speaking French. There was the people that worked at the hotel were international. The guy who checked us in was English. The guy that was our bellhop was from Australia. One of the guys.
Welcome to Canada, mate.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he like put these bags over there. I'm like yeah, sure.
I thought I was in Canada.
Yeah, and then our e-bike went on an e-bike tour. Me and my mom, and one of the guides was French, like from France.
Oh,
and the other one
Bonjour.
was from Melbourne. It was also from Australia.
Oh, wow. All over the
His name was Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill.
The Australian Bill.
Yeah. And I said, I got a friend that lives out near Victoria. He goes, Victoria, Canada? I'm like, no. Trying to make small talk and, anyways.
Yeah.
It's okay, Bill.
I'm from Canada, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But Tyler is, unfortunately, he's gone. He threw his back out playing Beat Revelation from the FP.
He went to Fraser Park.
He went to Fraser Park to challenge J-Tro.
J-Tro, yeah.
And
he's first step.
Yeah. He died in the opening sequence, actually. He was the guy that died before the opening sequence in the first one.
So he's out. Hopefully we'll be back next week, but I will be gone next week.
No.
And then the following week.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all over the place. You were gone last week. Tyler's gone this week. I'll be gone for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
week 4 we'll have some all three of us.
We should all be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if Tyler's back is better, he should be back next week
see.
as well.
Otherwise, I'll just be left alone here.
Watching these
talking to
movies
myself.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Rating these apocalyptic dystopian movies. Gabbing, chattering.
Oh yeah, that's our
alone.
that's our week this month is July is Post Apocalyptic Dystopias.
Yes.
After the tragedy of last week's
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. episode. So, anyways,
yeah. Anything else interesting in Canada? July 4th. What'd you do?
here?
Yeah.
We listener Ryan came over, Ryan and John,
yeah.
for what they saw.
Former Patreon member Ryan.
Yeah, it's all right. Now he's dead to us. Now he's just a friend in real life.
Yeah.
And he brought over like an exorbitant amount of fireworks.
As he does.
Yeah.
Oh, fireworks. I was about to say board games.
That too.
Okay.
And we played some games and we played some video games and watched some movies and then when we shot fireworks right out front, and there was one of them was unbelievable. Like I was
The firework?
At some point I was like, I think this is illegal.
Oh, illegal?
I'm pretty sure this is an illegal one, and it says on the packaging the most explosions you can have legally in California in a single.
It was right at the
It was at the limit. Yeah.
right at the line.
And I was like, I think I might catch my neighbor's house on fire or something because it was fucking huge.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We just had I made fajitas. We were protesting.
Fajitas, nice.
Yeah, we were protesting. So
Yeah. I had pizza
oh, there you go.
when it went Italian, even though it was at a I guess sort of U.S. Constitution based restaurant,
Which one is that?
the Federalist.
Oh yeah.
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 I didn't realize till we got there because I focused on the pizza more than the theme of the restaurant.
Yeah, I felt like flying my California flag instead of my United States flag yesterday, but I don't have either one actually.
Decked out in Canadian merch.
Yeah. The only flag I actually have is a Swedish flag.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was given to me by a Swedish hot rodder named Svant.
Svant?
Svant, yeah.
Is he a savant?
No,
Of
he's
anything?
not. Well,
Oh.
actually, of sheet metal. Yeah, actually.
Oh, sheet metal.
Sheet metal, yeah. He's a sheet metal fabricator.
Svant the savant.
Svant, he calls him Svant the Swede.
Oh, okay.
He calls himself that. I didn't say that.
Is he listening to the show?
No, he's probably dead by now. This is probably 20 years ago.
Oh,
he
he's
was, he was
dead
an
by
old,
now.
He was an old man when I met him.
Oh, okay.
This is when I was a teenager. He gave me that flag.
Well, rest in peace, Svant the savant.
Yeah, that's right. I think I have a drop for that. Where is it here?
Sounds like
This
a
guy is a piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, rest in peace, I guess.
Sounds like a Muppet. Svant the savant.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into some Gab chatter.
Find some charity, ye lad. Now's the time for gab and chatter.
Gab and chatter, movie news, movie related things to talk about. Pete,
Yeah, let's get the just go the two of us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's get the Riddler out of here.
only two of us
Yeah,
here.
there we go.
Yeah.
All right, make sure I'm centered here. We don't do this view very often. There we go. Sit up straight, Pete. I can hear my mom saying it right now. Okay, so a couple weeks ago we were talking about the how Orville Peck was cast in this upcoming Street Fighter movie, And first of all, it was like Street Fighter movie.
Yeah. And wait.
Where
Yeah.
does that
Two
come from?
things.
Yeah.
A
And then
Street Fighter movie.
And then second thing was like Orville Peck,
Alt country star.
gay Canadian hipster cowboy sensation. Orville Peck.
Is he? I thought we established he wasn't from Canada.
He was born in South Africa, but he's Canadian citizen.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still gonna say that. I don't care. I
It's
don't
easier to say than
Yeah.
than
gay
South
gay
Africa.
South African. All right. So, anyways, we talked about him and we speculated that he was going to play Vega because he wears a mask in his performances, and also he's tall and lanky like Vega is.
Yeah.
And it's confirmed. Orville Peck is playing Vega,
Okay.
but there's more to the cast now, and I'm going to read this to you because the movie, depending on your state of mind, will either get worse or better in the potential category. I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we have Joseph Joe Anoya or Roman Reigns as Akuma,
It's a wrestler, right?
a wrestler, yeah, WWE sensation Roman Reigns.
That's who?
Akuma.
Akuma.
Yeah, he's like the arch nemesis of Ryu.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
it's like the red and
Yeah, yeah.
orange version,
Sounds like
basically.
Ganondorf.
Yeah, it kind of does look like Ganondorf. And then let's see, what's the next one? Andrew Koji as Ryu or Ryu, depending on who you talk to. And Andrew Koji, he was in Peaky Blinders, Boy Kills World, Gangs of London, Bullet Train, Black Doves, and Snake Eyes.
Okay. I have seen him before.
Yeah, he looks familiar. I don't remember him in Bullet Train, but I like that movie. And then next up, Noah Centineo as Ken.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And he's from All the Boys I've Loved.
To all the boys I've loved.
To All the Boys I've Loved. And also in a series called The Recruit. And he's going to play Ken, which I didn't know he had a last name, Ken Masters.
Yeah, last name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ken Masters.
Ken Masters.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like a Ken. Not blonde. Isn't Ken blonde?
Ken is blonde. Yes.
Yeah, this guy is brunette. It's days long.
Well, probably a wig, dye his hair. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. Kalina Lang as Chun-Li. And she is in Tell Me Everything, Bad Genius, and Presence, the new Steven Soderbergh ghost movie told from the perspective of the ghost.
Oh.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I don't recognize her at all, but we'll see how that goes. Jason Momoa as Blanca, confirmed. And also 50 Cent as Balrog.
I heard that. Which one's
Yes.
Balrog?
He's the boxer. He looks like
Oh.
Mike, he looks like Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So there's more to it than that, but those are the big ones.
Also, another wrestler, Cody Rhodes as Guile.
I don't know who Cody Rhodes is.
I mean, if you're into wrestling, then you probably know his. I only know him secondhand. I've seen him before. Sort of bleach blonde hair. So yeah, someone else from the wrestling world playing Guile.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there's also more to it than that. There's Andrew Scholes, who's a comedian. I don't know if he's going to play somebody.
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz.
Oh my god.
David Dasmalchian is M. Bison.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That
And
is
of-
wild.
And of course, Orville Peck is Vega. And M. Bison's like imposing. He's like a tall, large man. Not like buff, I wouldn't say, but he's like
Yeah.
a
I mean, Raul Julia made him look like intimidating and large and in charge.
yeah. And Raul Julia wasn't really that large, so I guess it could work.
And they both Raul Julia and David Dasmalchian have sort of unique sort of looks
Yeah.
to them.
Little dark,
Yeah.
little menacing looking, maybe.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And of course, as we said before, Kitao Sakurai is the director who directed that Eric Andre movie, Bad Trip. That like live action half man on the streets, half scripted road trip comedy with Lil Rel Howery. So it just seems bonkers, 100% bonkers, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. Whenever they shoot it, finish it, edit it.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I got. I'll talk about the unfortunate demises afterwards after you do your story.
Well, Paul Dano and the Daniels, directors of most recently Everything Everywhere All at Once, that swept the Oscars a couple years ago. Their debut feature film was Swiss Army Man, and starring Daniel Radcliffe as a farting corpse, and Paul Dano as someone who
Rides the corpse.
rides the corpse and uses it like a Swiss Army knife in many different fashions. He played like sort of like a washed up like plane crash survivor or like a boat boat crash survivor. I don't know.
He plays a boat.
Yeah, he plays.
Oh, that's Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe plays a boat, like a jet ski.
Yeah.
And so they're teaming up again, but this time Paul Dano is in talks to write and direct a comedy from the Daniels, who would be producing it. So teaming up in a different capacity. This would be Paul Dano's second feature film if it goes through. His first one being Wildlife, which we reviewed a couple years ago, which was a drama, like a parents separating,
divorce drama.
Main character of the kid who's
Mid-century
witnessing their parents' relationship dissolve.
Yeah,
and was really good. Was really sort of something that flew under the radar, I think, when it was released. But it went straight to Criterion.
Yeah, exactly. Paul Dano right now is 100% of all movies he directed are in the Criterion.
It's 1 for 1, and we'll see if he because if this Daniels comedy goes to Criterion. And the plot details are being kept under wraps, and it will be set at Universal. That's really. I mean, they're teaming up, and it has a release date. The Daniels are currently working on a follow-up to their film, another their own project, which is untitled and is set for release next year, almost a year from now. And they haven't made anything since Everything Everywhere.
So that's not good. They're just going to produce it for Paul Dano?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and it's going to be a comedy.
Well, I mean, their stuff is funny.
Yeah, their stuff. But Paul Dano stuff so far hasn't been funny. And he hasn't really started.
Little Miss Sunshine.
No, I'm saying he's directing the one thing that he directed. I mean, Paul Dano has been in some like lighthearted stuff.
I'd argue that his character in There Will Be Blood is funny.
Is funny,
yes,
in a sort of
like he's of all the characters, he's the one that brings the funny.
Yeah, he's the comedic relief of that movie.
It's like when you see those really crazy cringe TikToks where it's like 4 friends that are all about 600 pounds each, and they're like, "Which one of us is the cute one? Which one of us is the bad boy?" And they're all just like kind of like glaring at the camera, and you're like, "Okay, it just looks okay." Which character from There Will Be Blood is the funny one?
Yeah. Would you say is the funny one? Probably his the brother that shows up.
Oh God, Daniel, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So yeah, that's kind of exciting. I think them teaming up again.
I think it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see whatever it comes out, whatever it gets written, as plot details come out. I mean, the Daniels have their project coming out next year, apparently, which is untitled. And
more Daniels. I could use more Daniels in my life.
I know. And I was expecting, from the success of their previous film, sort of like expecting to have something a little sooner than that, I guess.
Yeah, it is kind of strange that they like swept the Oscars basically, and then more or less no chatter about their stuff. But then again, I didn't hear anything about Everything Everywhere until it just was there one day.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And also very quickly, I saw something separate from this on a different another Facebook page about Terrence Malick's next movie.
Oh,
The Way of the Wind. Cool. Apparently has over 3,000 hours of footage.
Fuck me.
And is nowhere near completion.
Oh my God.
Someone very close to the inside of Terrence Malick's editing. I think he's the one who's editing it, Terrence Malick.
Yeah.
Said that it was initially planned to be premiere at this year's con, but obviously that didn't happen. And
that's crazy.
It's a Jesus story.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
With Mark Rylance playing Satan.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
A Jesus story.
Yeah. With also Ben Kingsley and Matthias Schoenaerts, who's been in some movies.
Yeah, I know him.
Ray Fiennes' brother, Joseph Fiennes. Joseph Fiennes.
Wow. That's really interesting.
So yeah, he's got a lot of material to work with, and I guess he just has not completed it yet. So
I mean, that's his way though, right?
I guess it is. He just kind of shoots and shoots, and then establishes a story. I mean, he got rid of Adrian Brody's character almost. In the Thin Red Line when he was
Great story. Love that story.
Slated to be the main character, and he did all that press as if he was the main character before the premiere, and then it premiered, and he was like had one line. So I mean,
that's so funny.
That's his way.
Someone asked, Malik's got 3,000 hours of footage, and someone asked him, Terrence, who's the main character in your upcoming movie?
Well, dude, we just don't know.
I guess we'll see. I mean,
It'll all come out in the wash.
Jesus isn't the main character in this story.
What's that saying they say? It's like you edit the movie, you write the movie twice, once when you write it, once when you edit it, or something like that?
I mean, I think it's just you make the movie twice or three times. Like, and you're writing, when you're shooting, and when you're editing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because like you could, just like whatever his initial plan was for Thin Red Line, it became something completely different when they edited it. So that was just a little thing I remembered seeing from this past week.
Cool, exciting.
But
I did have that. What's it called? Variety had a very strange. I'm not going to read it, but go to our. This is a chance to promote our Facebook page. Go to the Facebook page. Middle Class Film Class is called. Nothing special. I don't want to read the whole thing start to finish because I think we have one more story to do. But it is Variety basically is third party recounting the Christopher Nolan's Odyssey trilogy, Odyssey teaser on their page.
This one,
yeah, that's the one. And it's ridiculous because they talked about how the teaser is being shown before. What movie is it being shown before?
The Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
movie.
Jurassic Park Rebirth, Jurassic World Rebirth. And
you want me to?
Yeah, sure. Give us like their quote.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So per Variety, the teaser is playing before Jurassic Park. Is it World Rebirth?
It's Jurassic World Rebirth.
Okay. And it's a 70-second teaser and includes footage of Tom Holland and John Bernthal's character. Tom Holland plays Telemachus, something like that. I have to find out what happened to my father. When did you last see him? I know nothing of I feel like I'm in English class again.
Yeah.
I know nothing of Odysseus, not since Troy, Bernthal responds. Interested in rumor, huh? Gossip. Who has a story about Odysseus, huh? Some say he's rich or some say he's poor. Some say he perished. Some say he's imprisoned. What say you? And then the words on screen, 1 year from now, a journey begins.
So just for everybody who's listening to this,
it's a transcript of the trailer.
This is a third-party retelling of a teaser trailer for a movie that hasn't come out yet that you're now hearing told by fourth-party account by Joseph through a podcast.
Yes.
This is the best way to watch. This is how Nolan intended it.
Middle class trailer class, where we read trailers to you.
No, we don't even read trailers. We read synopses of trailers to you. So, anyways.
So that's exciting. A year from now.
Yeah. And then lastly, as you all probably have heard, sad news. Bud from Kill Bill, a.k.a. Michael Madsen, is no longer with us.
Passed away.
Age 67, Michael Madsen. He died of a heart attack. I know there's speculation and people weren't sure exactly what it was, but very sad. I really liked Michael Madsen. I don't know. I've heard varying stories about his personal life. I won't get into that, but I think every time I see him on screen, he's got a very strong presence. He's an interesting character actor.
I've heard that he was like kind of sort of blacklisted as an actor or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, just his personality. I have no idea.
Yeah, I've heard there was he's got 327 acting credits.
He's got a lot of not good movies.
A lot of iffy stuff, but he's also been in some like really big name stuff, obviously.
A lot of Tarantino stuff, obviously.
Yeah, the famous Reservoir Dogs scene where he cuts the dude's ear off. The Hateful Eight, of course, Species, War Games, Kill Bill. He's I think like a Hollywood mainstay, and it was really sad when I saw that. Rest in peace, Michael Madsen. Very sad. I'm sure that Tarantino and his whole ilk are all, up in arms over that. And then another death. There's actually 3 deaths in the kind of ancillary Hollywood sphere. Julian McMahon, who's a name you probably don't recognize. You may not recognize, but you definitely recognize a face. He was one of the stars of Nip Tuck. He also was Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four movies.
Yep.
And he died at 56 after a bout of cancer. So, yeah, he was seen within the last year or so looking very, very slim. There was speculation, but he kind of kept it quiet, and he passed away just 3 days ago. So, just July 2nd, he died. July 3rd, Michael Madsen died. And then Mark Snow, the composer for The X-Files, and he'd done a million other things, but that was what his claim to fame was, also passed away this week. So, that's the three.
That's
No
always
more.
3, right?
Yeah, that's it. No more after that. So we'll get a stretch of no more deaths, except for like all those people in Texas. Unfortunately, yeah,
yes.
it fucking sucks. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Tyler, anything?
Fucking liberals.
Oh, it's me.
Tyler, do you have anything?
His brother was buzzsawed to death.
Dang, they both died the same week. That sucks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, he has nothing. Let's move on to some stream picks.
All right.
Movies.
Wanna watch a movie?
Yes, I do.
Disney Plus, oh, HBO Max.
If I don't get the pick, show's over.
I have grown accustomed to Hulu Plus.
Amazon Prime. I like Netflix.
You found the pick.
Stream picks, movies that we watched on our streaming services, and then recommend or not recommend to you as well. Pete.
Okay. I have 2 weeks of streaming picks, but I was gone for one of those, so I don't have a ton. I dipped my toes into what I knew I'd watch one day, but I was kind of dreading. On Max, the Minecraft movie.
Oh yeah,
A Minecraft movie.
I've been
is what it's called.
tickling that, with watching it.
Yeah, and you're a Jared Hess fan, so
Oh yeah, it's a Jared Hess movie.
Jared Hess
I
movie.
forgot.
yeah, very, very Jared Hess.
Okay.
And it's almost exactly what you would. And Jared Hess has directed Napoleon Dynamite, Gentlemen Broncos, Sasquatch Sunset. It's not Sasquatch Sunset.
He did Nacho Libre.
Suburban Sasquatch? Is that the one?
No.
What was the one?
He did Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre,
Yeah.
Gemma Broncos, the heist movie with Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig.
Masterminds.
Yeah, Masterminds.
What was that one with? Wasn't it? It was the kid who
The
was
Sasquatch Gang.
Sasquatch.
I don't
Gang.
think he
That's
did
it.
that
He didn't do
one.
that. Okay,
No.
It felt like
It-
a Hess movie.
Yeah, it's like a Hess ripoff sort of
Okay.
vibe.
So anyway, so that's the vibe that Jared Hess. Absurdist, goofy,
Yeah, it wasn't him.
very like not serious, and also more or less wholesome.
Yeah.
Most of his stuff.
I mean, it's a Minecraft movie.
I mean, just Hess's entire catalog in general.
Yeah.
This is a kids movie. It's like
The Mario movie.
yeah, even more kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they appealed to the young Minecraft crowd.
Oh, okay.
And in the last year or so, I've gotten into Minecraft and played quite a bit of it. And there's enough fan service in there where you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. And there's not a whole lot of like, that doesn't work that way. That's actually supposed to do this. It's all for the most part pretty accurate.
It's a wide net movie.
Yeah, it is definitely. And but Jennifer Coolidge is terrible in this.
Really?
Her side character, her side B story or C plot is absolutely terrible.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck Jason Momoa is doing in this. His character, I didn't like his character at all either.
Yeah.
Like, he's just not good, not funny, not interesting. But everybody else, I think, did a pretty good job.
Okay.
And the little kid is he's like, they say some people when they get into relationships, they're like tofu. They just absorb what the other person is. They become that person.
Yeah.
This child is like tofu for the kids watching the movie. Like they could put themselves into the shoes of this child very easily. There's
Okay.
not much about him that's remarkable in any way except for that he got a creative mind.
Oh, okay.
And the whole plot is that his creative mind in the real world gets him into trouble. So when he goes into the Minecraft world or the overworld, he's encouraged to use his creativity because that's the whole point of the game. And it saves their lives and gets them to whatever the treasure they need to get or whatever.
It's like a Tron, but with Minecraft.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Except for it's not a game; it's a real world. They're not going into a
Oh,
game.
okay.
The Minecraft overworld is another dimension.
So it's like Space Jam.
yes.
Where the Looney Tunes is the real world, a different world,
Exactly.
not a TV show.
Looney Tunes land.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is not great,
Okay.
but it wasn't terrible. It's not like I was pissed off that I watched it afterwards. I
Was it funny in some part? Was it like
some parts.
Okay.
Some parts it's trying really hard to be funny. Like,
Is it worth a watch?
I think it's worth it just to say, just like watching the Mario movie.
Oh, okay.
You probably should, especially if you're consider yourself like a movie watcher.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a cinephile movie. It's not a movie fan movie.
It made a lot of money. I know
Made
that.
a fuck ton of money. Yeah, it did. So that's streaming on Max. If you're kind of on the fence about it, yeah, watch it. If you're like, "There's not for me," then don't watch it.
Okay.
you know
That's where I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not missing out on anything.
It's cinema.
But you're a Jared Hess fan, you know.
And I guess I'd be curious about that because I forgot that he was involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, writer and director. Next up, another movie that I kind of was dreading watching, but I actually had a really good time with. Streaming on Netflix, Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good time. I had a lot of fun with this.
Okay.
And there's some cheesy parts that you're like, okay, that's really cheesy. Like he gets the whole plot is that it's Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven the Hunter, and his last name is Kravenov.
Yeah, he's Russian.
Right? His dad played by Russell Crowe.
Also Russian.
Also Russian Crowe.
Yeah.
And then his little brother, is played by one of the Psycho Kings in Psycho Emperors in Gladiator 2.
Oh, okay.
He's the kid. He's also in...
Not Joseph Quinn.
It might be Joseph Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Let me see here. Kraven the Hunter.
Just syphilis-ridden.
It might be him. Let's see.
Or is it the shorter guy?
He's the little wimpy one.
Oh, it's not Joseph Quinn. It's the other guy.
Fred Heschinger.
Okay.
Heschinger. Anyway, so that's his little brother. And during a big game hunt, they're going to go hunt this big lion, this like king lion.
Yeah.
It's been alive forever. It's going to be something they can hang on their wall for generations, and people can tell stories about the time they killed the big hunt or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Joel? Russian Crow.
Joel!
Russian Crow was a pretty terrible accent. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
he did Italian for the Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah.
And he was doing Russian.
I'm here to exercise your demons. Like, Russell, this is Kraven the Hunter.
My name is Maximus.
Yeah. Yeah, his accent in the Kraven the Hunter is basically John Malkovich in Rounders.
Oh, okay.
You're my son. Please don't splash the pot.
My name is Maximus.
I am a father to a murdered son. I'm a father to a murdered son.
Husband to a murdered wife.
What are you? So
I chop your head off.
So they're on the hunt, and I think what happens is Alexander, or whatever his name is, it's what's his first? Oh, Sergei Kravenov. That's Sergei. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson's character. He basically throws himself in front of the line to save his brother or some shit. And as he's dying, an African princess who has this was like a necklace with powerful potion or something that her great grandma gave her. That she'll know it when she needs to use it one day.
Oh,
and she like gives it to him and basically brings him back to life, and it imbues the power of the lion into Kraven.
Oh, okay.
That's some of the lion's blood gets into his blood, and then
like Lion Man.
Basically, yeah. So at one point, his powers is like he's really fast, he's really strong, but he can see really far, which I don't think lions can. But maybe they can. I don't know. So I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know.
And at one point, like he's
a Marvel movie.
He's standing on top of a building, and he's like looking at somebody in the distance. He's like looking, and then all of a sudden the screen gets like a little tiger eye, and it like zooms in like a telescope. And I'm like, all right, that's really stupid. It's a fucking comic book movie. What do I care?
It's not like Eagle Vision, like because Eagle Eye is like what people say, right? When they they have that
Hawkeye or the Eagle Eye. Yeah.
Hawkeye's taken, so
yeah. So anyways, there's some like really cheesy stuff, but there's also some really good stuff.
And it's really violent, isn't it?
Yeah, the violence is good. And it's made from the studio that did Morbius and Madam Web and Sony.
Those bangers.
Yeah. But it's like, it's more in line with those than it is in line with kitschy, laughy, goofy Marvel.
Current
MCU, yeah.
Like Avengers movies.
Correct, yeah. So it's not MCU.
Trying to be a Logan with its violence.
Yeah, it's more Logan-esque in its violence, but it is still kind of fun and clever and kitschy in a way. But I had a good time.
I heard there's a really bad part where they like freeze the frame on an actress and they like mouth her they put like composite somebody's mouth on her face
Oh, I didn't see it.
And
I gotta go back.
It's like the frame is frozen, but her mouth is like moving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, I don't know. Could be. I didn't pay attention that much. But yeah, Kraven the Hunter is on Netflix.
Stupid fun time.
It's fun.
Okay.
I had a good time, so I can't knock it because it's a stupid comic book movie about the fucking guy who got powers of a lion imbued into his blood.
Yeah, I don't know what his lore is. I don't know if that's the lore.
That's the lore.
In the Spider-Man game, the PlayStation game, the most recent one is he's one of the villains in it, and like he's just his thing is that he's like really just good at hunting and like setting up traps and all that kind of stuff. And his dad is even more threatening of a hunter because he's the one who taught him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what Russian Crow does in this.
Russian Crow is not nice to him, so
yeah,
he like leaves basically.
He abandons him.
Kraven abandons his dad.
Yeah,
and he loses the name of Sergei and he just goes by Kraven, even though his last name is Kravinoff. He's like, "How did you know my name?" Like, your fucking name is Sergei Kravinoff. It's Kraven. It's not that far off.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So that was fun.
Okay.
Next up, streaming also on Max is a movie that it's like a documentary. Yeah, it's a documentary from 2020 called Class Action Park. Do you know about this one?
No.
It's about an infamous amusement park, water slide sort of park in New Jersey called Action Park, and it was famous because all of the rides were designed by just some guy,
just a random guy.
The owner.
It wasn't like an engineer or something or architect.
What he said was that he would consider any idea, no matter how crazy it was, and he wouldn't implement them all, but he would consider them all. So people who were like turned down by Disney or Great America or these like
the Imagineers,
yeah, they were these people that were turned down by those companies were like, oh, let's go talk to this fucking guy in New Jersey. He'll do my crazy idea.
Oh yeah.
And they would like basically like mad scientists coming out here like, all right. Now what if we take a giant metal sphere, fill it with ball bearings, and put a smaller sphere in the inside, and we strap the person inside and roll him down a hill? And he's like, all right, let's do it. And they fucking did it, and it was supposed to be on tracks, like PVC tracks that like rolls you down a hill, but you stay kind of upright and stationary.
Okay.
And they didn't account for the expansion during the heat, and it fell off the tracks, and it rolled down this long ass hill across the highway into a pond across the highway. And there was like the guy that was inside was just a teenager that worked there that he like gave $100 to go into it.
My God.
Like that's like the least crazy story out of this entire documentary. So people died at this park.
Would that teenager die in that?
No, he was okay. But people died somewhat regularly.
Okay.
There was the city in New Jersey where it took place was built. They basically told the owner that he had to get his own ambulance because they were tired of having his own ambulance, the entire fleet of the city's ambulances to come to his park.
Was that frequent?
That frequent, yes.
Wow,
that frequent. And it completely goes through how it happened, the legislation that was designed after the park, the whole gaps in the legal process that he exploited in order to keep the park running, and what it was like to be a child in the 80s, in the 70s and the 80s at Action Park, riding these rides for the first time. Because they said the first thing you see when you first walk into the park is a water slide with a loop on it.
Oh.
You're a person in the tube. You go on the loop in the tube.
And you're not attached to anything.
No. And they said that, I'll give you an example of like what this documentary gives you. He said, and they're interviewing people that worked at the park too, that were teenagers and now adults. And some of them are recognizable people like that are today on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just happen to be known people. And they said the first person they sent down made it, but he was all cut up and banged up and stuff. And they're like, all right, we need to put some padding at the top. So they opened up the hatch on the top and put some padding on the top and sent some people through, and they came out pretty good. And they're like, all right, let's send some more. And those people came up with lacerations all over their chest and backs. And they're like, God, what are they getting cut by? And they open it up, and some of the second wave of kids they sent down had knocked their teeth out. And their teeth were stuck in the padding.
Oh, my God.
And they were getting sliced up by these other kids' teeth.
Oh.
And you're like, holy shit. It's like insane what happened at this park. So
Class Action Park?
Class Action Park. At the time, that was the nickname for it. It was Traction Park or Class Action Park. And
it was a water park.
it was primarily a water park, but there was also like a go-kart area. And there was a water boat area too. And they were literally like actual ski boat, little tiny one-man ski boats with a real outboard motor on it.
Oh, okay.
And people would like treat them like bumper boats, even though they weren't. So they would like run over each other, and the propellers would cut shit up and stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah, there was like nothing. It was no guardrails on the entire thing.
There was no like inspector to come in and be like, hey, this is not
at the time.
I feel like OSHA I think could come in and be
not
like,
then. Not back
what
then.
What year was it supposed to?
Let's see.
Did this all this happen?
Action Park years.
In what year did this documentary come out?
Documentary was 2020, and Action Park. It opened in 1978.
Oh Jesus! Okay,
Yeah.
so it's old.
It's old, yeah. Like they're like, oh yeah, the kids. There was no IDing on alcohol, so kids were going there and getting drunk or buying booze there and
And
drinking.
there's footage of all that.
Yeah.
All that, like somebody was there recording with a camera. All of this
Early cameras, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And they had like TV commercials from the time, and they're like, "Come on down to Action Park." You know,
that's funny.
It's great. It's really fun. So that's a great documentary. 2020, streaming on Netflix. Class Action Park. And then the last thing I watched is, it's not streaming for free, but it's like a $5 rental.
Mm-hmm.
And I really can't recommend this to everybody. Because it's such a weird movie. It's directed by Joel Potrikis, who did Ape, Relaxer, and Buzzard.
Oh, okay.
You know any of those movies?
I know Buzzard.
Buzzard, yeah. So Buzzard is like, guy builds a Nintendo Power Glove with like steak knives on it to like, I don't know, enact some revenge or some shit. And
it's like a glove, yeah.
Yeah, he gets a Power Glove, the old Nintendo Power Glove. And it's I'm pretty sure they're all set in Detroit because this guy's Detroit based, and the star of the movie is the same in all of them. It's Joshua Burge, and he's also the star in this, but also Joel Potrikis is in this as well. He makes cameos in his other ones, but this one he's kind of a main character.
Oh, okay.
And the plot is that the two of them are walking through the woods, and you don't know why, but they're essentially walking into the woods for some sort of ritual that they're going to do together.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know what it is. And I'm not going to say anything more about it because the less you know about this going into it, the better. But this is filmed kind of like Kids or Gummo.
Oh, sort of like a
very
candid.
Yeah, very candid feeling.
Okay.
It feels almost like it's shot on like video.
Like on tape?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's a really lo-fi. Not super, super lo-fi, but definitely not like cinema quality. And it's... you can tell the script is very loose. Like they're just kind of going. And it's long takes of just them talking. And Joel Potrikis they're both kind of losers, and they're arguing about, well, I'm sure you knew how to start a fire, and what the fuck does that mean? And he's like, well, you know.
The fuck does that mean?
Yeah, and
it's like a compliment.
You find out later that he got arrested for arson.
Oh, okay.
And
I see.
Yeah, so he's like taking offense to it and stuff, and then
the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, but they're it's like long stretches of them just being total losers in the middle of this Michigan forest, and they're marching on their way to some destination to go do something, and you don't know until it happens, and when it happens, it's very shocking, very shocking. And then you're like, well, now what? Because it's only 45 minutes into the movie or an hour into the movie, and then they have to live with the consequences of what happens. So it's a really, really strange movie, but it's called Vulcanizadora. Vulcanizadora. It came out last year, 2024, and I thought I was renting a different movie when I rented it.
Oh,
I thought I was renting Architecton, which is A24's movie about rocks.
Architecton.
Documentary about rocks.
I never even heard of that until you mentioned it to me.
Yeah, I saw an ad for it, and I'm like, that sounds like my shit right there.
Rocks?
A documentary about rocks, produced by A24? Fuck yeah.
Weird.
But that one's, it actually came out a few years ago.
Architecton?
Yeah, like I think it was 2023 or 2024, but in like the festival circuit, and it's supposedly getting a theatrical release in August. So, but I saw it pop up. I'm like, hey, that's that rock documentary, Vulcanized Dora. And then I downloaded it. I'm like, oh, this is not that. Oh, I know Joel Patrikus. Oh, I'll just watch this. And it was weird.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to say it was bad, but I think you're either gonna like 2-star this movie or 4.5 stars.
It's described as a comedy horror.
Not a horror.
Okay.
It's a dark comedy.
Okay.
Dark comedy cinema verite.
All right.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's Vulcanizador. It's like a $5 rental anywhere. You can find it online. Watchers beware.
Okay.
I probably liked Buzzard the most out of his old stuff, and even that was weird. That Buzzard has a. It's funny I mentioned Gummo or Kids because Buzzard has a shot that's an homage. I have to imagine is an homage to the kid eating the spaghetti in the bathtub in Gummo.
Oh yeah.
Because he gets like $250 and is like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna get a hotel room," and he gets a hotel room and orders a giant He's like, "How much food can I get for $50?" And he orders a giant plate of spaghetti, and he's laying back on this bed.
$50 plate of spaghetti.
It's like I think there's other things too.
Okay.
But he's laying back on the bed with a white robe on. He's watching TV, like laid back, completely reclined back.
With spaghetti?
With his plate of spaghetti like on his stomach, and he's eating it, and it's just falling all over his chest as he's eating it. On like one unbroken shot of eating this whole plate of spaghetti, and I'm like,
what's with like the trope of like the villains drinking milk and then also
psychopaths eating
spaghetti in not ideal situations?
Yeah. Spaghetti in the bath, spaghetti on the bathrobe, spaghetti in Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Oh yeah, that's probably also an homage.
It has to be.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, watch that at your discretion.
Okay, and that's it.
Yep.
All right, I have a few animated movies streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. This is Treasure Planet.
Oh,
yeah,
I like this one.
Space pirates, basically, starring or voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Brian Murray, Emma Thompson, David Hyde Pierce, and Martin Short, Michael Wincott.
Michael Wincott. Yeah, he's got a great voice.
And Jennifer Darling. That sounds familiar. Some other people. But Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing the lead as a young Jim Hawkins, who's a young kid living on... in this universe, they can traverse space easily. Yeah. And there's quite literally pirate ships in space. And also there are space whales. And space sea creatures that swim around space. And they can breathe in space, it seems like.
Sure.
In this universe.
Why not? Water bears.
And it's a kind of a sort of like what you expect from a pirate, like a normal pirate movie. There's a treasure map that is discovered by this kid in the form of like an orb. And it's like a puzzle box, sort of, but a puzzle orb. And he like... plays with it, spins it around, and then like it projects this hologram of the galaxy, and it goes to it points to a specific planet that is only known in stories to have like an abundance of treasure, like treasure from all these different planets on one planet, hence the name Treasure Planet.
Oh, okay.
And
isn't there like a spider pirate or something like that?
Yeah, there's like a side character.
He's like a bad guy, but he's kind of on the same.
He's like one of the cronies, like one of the, what do you call him?
I remember he was creepy as fuck.
There's a, what do you call him? Pirates
crewmates.
Yeah, he's one of the crew members on the bad guys
he's
crew.
A scallywag.
And so how he comes into contact or how he in possession of this map is this other pirate who shows up, sort of crash lands at his mom's cabin / bar.
It's like a diner.
Yeah. And because he's being chased by another group of pirates, gives him the treasure that he has and is like, the cyborg, beware of the cyborg or whatever. And they show up, they burn down his mom's establishment, and they escape. And then they go on a quest to find, or he goes on a quest to find Treasure Planet. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun kids movie. It's very wholesome in some parts and also very adventurous in other parts just by the nature of the movie. And he goes under the chef of this ship that he's on takes him under his wing, takes the kid under his wing, and is sort of a like father figure type because his dad walked out on him when he was a kid, and you never really hear anything else about him. I was expecting like there's to be some sort of like, oh, he's his dad.
Oh yeah,
but no, it doesn't happen. So if you're looking for that, don't. You'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a mixed media movie too because it's a 2D animated movie, but they use 3D renderings in it as well, and it's a little campy in some parts. There's some like birds that like fly around in some scenes, and it's like they're supposed to be like seagulls or something, but it's kind of cheesy.
It's groundbreaking for the time though.
Yeah, it's like Last Starfighter.
Yeah,
like one of the first movies to use CGI.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But
it's so realistic.
Yeah, but it's
like Wave Runner on PlayStation 1.
Yeah, this came out in 2002, so it's we're still early in 3D animation.
Cool.
Movies.
I remember liking it.
But yeah, it's a fun adventure time movie.
Adult, yeah.
But yeah, so that's streaming on Hulu, Disney Plus. And then I watched I watched a classic, a Hitchcock classic streaming on Netflix, Rear Window.
Oh, first time?
Yeah, first time.
Oh, cool. Tyler inspired you.
I've always like wanted to, but like I'm not a big fan of James Stewart.
Yeah.
That's A Wonderful Life's fault. And the Hitchcock movies also are a little like hit or miss for me. I like Psycho a lot.
Psycho's phenomenal.
And I like I wanted to watch this because I like the concept of it, of like, you know, sort of spying on like in secret, like a Disturbia type thing, like what's going on in your creepy neighbor's house, and like not getting caught because he's just sitting there with a broken leg, and he just has binoculars and his telephoto lens because he's a photographer for like Nat Geo basically.
Yeah. That set they built for the neighborhood's pretty cool though.
Yes, and that was one of the like most impressive parts of this movie is the set.
It's really neat
because it's like it borders on like this looks like it's real, like they're out there, like a synecdoche sort of vibe where it's like this whole ass like Broadway production inside of a studio though.
Yeah.
And he's suspicious of his neighbors, and he has a perfect vantage point. He has like my dream vantage point of like people watching.
Yeah.
You know, what's going on. And everybody's just cool with having their windows open all the time. And it's like his own little like real life play going on. They're just of real life his neighbors, and just being a little snoop because he's got nothing else to do. Because he's just sitting in a wheelchair. And yeah, it's a entertaining movie, and I wasn't sure what to expect like out of just this one concept, but because you're kind of wondering if his neighbor actually did the things that he's thinking that he did, or if he's just becoming like sort of paranoid, obsessive about it. And everybody around him is like, "Come on, you think he did that? You think he killed his wife or whatever?"
I sure do.
You're goddamn right, I do.
I think he's guilty in cold blood.
And he's waited on by like a caretaker and his love interest that shows up every day. And there's some tense moments actually.
Yeah.
When they get into it, like when they all start suspecting that their neighbor did it. Like what's it, Stella? I know what's her name.
I don't remember.
The young one, not the caretaker, who like goes over there, like into the neighbor's apartment.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's coming back. He's coming back.
It's Lisa Fremont. Lisa.
Oh yeah, Fremont.
Stella is the housekeeper.
Yeah.
But that's Grace Kelly, and I gotta say, in this movie, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. She is a vision.
Yeah. And there's a really sort of unsettling, creepy moment when the neighbor has all of the lights off, and you just see him burning a cigarette in the dark, as if he's also watching everybody else. And it was a really, really well done scene, because it's not like it's a really wide shot of his apartment, and you can just see the ember of the cigarette, but you don't see him at all. And and it was really well done, and really enjoyed it. It was entertaining, sort of tense drama, I guess, mystery drama. That's streaming on Netflix, and then because we are reviewing later this week or later in today, 28 Weeks Later. And what inspired me to choose 28 Weeks Later is because I had just watched 28 Days Later.
Oh, cool.
I rewatched it for the first time in a long time.
I rewatched that this week too.
And I don't remember it being this good.
It's really good.
It's a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
And it has, I used to hate the way it looked because it was shot on tape or video, but it just fits. It just fits with the style of the movie. And it's really well edited because the infected, they're not necessarily zombies.
Danny Boyle says they're zombies.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In this press tour for 28 years later, they call them zombies.
Oh, okay. The way that they like the jump scares in this are really well executed because it's like they're like in a house just looking for something or just chilling, and then it just cuts to like a sort of Sam Raimi type shot really quickly, and there's no audio, and it just like for like a second you see the POV of a zombie, and then the next shot is it crashes through a window.
Yeah.
And the sound is like shrieking, and it's
intense.
It's very intense, and it's very visceral, and it's also very sad. In like Brendan Gleeson's character,
That's the scene that I remember the most.
Yeah.
When I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, not this scene.
Yeah.
No.
His daughter's not the best actress in this thing, but she kind of she's not that much in the movie. She doesn't have a whole lot of lines. And then it in sort of a kind of a Danny Boyle fashion, he like the ending is like it like shifts really quick. Like at least for Cillian Murphy's character, for Jim, like his character shifts a lot. Like he becomes like a fucking hunter.
Yeah.
Like he like loses his shirt and escapes almost being killed, and then he just becomes like a predator.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
And it's really good because throughout the movie he's kind of like this. I mean, he's a bicycle courier, and he wakes up after being hit by a car or something. And he wakes up after literally 28 days later, after the virus has spread throughout England. And he's kind of like a sort of like timid, he doesn't seem that threatening of a person, but then at the end he just something switches after he gets punched punched in the face.
Yeah, it's like a primal change in him.
Yeah. And
I don't know if it's because he knows that the women are threatened, like Selena
and the daughter, Hannah, I think is her name.
Yeah, it is Hannah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they get to that military outpost, which you think they're like, oh, they're there, and then it turns very dark pretty quickly.
Yeah,
with the with Doctor Who as the leader,
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, he was like the first Doctor of the reboot series.
Oh, I didn't know there's that.
Yeah, yeah, it's really entertaining, really good. I don't remember it being this good, and I also don't remember the very beginning of the movie and like seeing like the origin of how everything started. Because I just remember I thought the opening shot was just Cillian Murphy just full nude on the bed.
Yeah.
just dicking balls out.
Yeah.
But no, it was sort of like you see the origin of where the rage virus comes from.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, really good. And
Naomi Harris is a vision also in this. I love her.
And you can't really watch this without, it's not streaming anywhere for free. It says it's on Pluto, but it's not on Pluto.
I have it on Blu-ray.
It had it was known for like not being available anywhere for a while, and then it was available on Sony Pictures Core or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever that's called, which I've never used.
No,
it's supposed to be like
high part of your PlayStation.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like high quality or something like that.
Yeah, it has a different streaming bit rate or something like that.
But yeah, so that was the reason for the choosing of 28 Weeks Later, because it is 20 Days Later. I don't know if it qualifies as a dystopia.
It's not post-apocalyptic. It's like active apocalyptic.
It's like actually, it's still happening right now.
Yeah, it's still happening.
But it's also, I was also thinking about this because it only happened in England, the virus.
No, because it said there was reports of it in the first one. It says the reports in New York,
Yeah, they
And-
do mention that. Yeah,
But then by the second one, it's been basically
it's contained
just to England.
because they have like refugees in Spain or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, that was the reasoning why this was chosen. This 28 weeks later.
Cool.
And that's all I got.
Before we kick off, I had a couple more movies. I'm not going to really give any reviews on them, but they're rewatches, and I just got to mention just how great they are. Rewatched Onward. It's
The Pixar movie.
yeah, so good. Unfortunate that I think it was just Disney. I don't think it's Pixar. Oh, no, it was Pixar because it had John Ratzenberg in it. That's the only way I know.
That his last movie that he did?
Maybe he wasn't in Soul, and there was a big controversy about that.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah,
He's dead. Or was he dead? Not dead?
No, he wasn't dead.
Oh, okay.
They had an animated image, the animated character in the background that kind of looked like him, but they never comment on it. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, Onward, it's really good, tearjerker ending of a movie, and it is a kitschy, goofy movie, but it's pretty. I mean, it's great. It's really well written.
You wouldn't? Yeah. It has.
And it's creative.
It's Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Chris Pratt is not annoying. Chris Pratt is perfect cast for this.
Okay. That's when the
I blame this movie though.
Yeah, for casting him.
I know. Actually, it was Lego Movie. I blame Lego Movie.
Oh yeah, he's also great in that
He's
too.
Emmett Brakowski
as Emmett. Yeah.
He plays that same character in this too. Like, except for he's in Dungeons and Dragons basically.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then I rewatched RRR, and it's better the second time.
Okay.
I wished it was another hour long. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes, and I wish it was an hour longer.
I think Bollywood films is one of my topics.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Fucking great. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Because like, where do you go from here? How do we find good Bollywood movies?
You just watch whatever Bollywood movie. I mean, RRR is considered one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But are we gonna would we cover that?
I mean, if you could, I've never seen it, so.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh my god, it's so good.
The runtime is what throws me off.
Nope. No. And then I rewatched. I'm starting to rewatch season 1 of The Rehearsal on Max.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I showed my mom the first 2 episodes in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she.
Because you were in Canada.
Yeah,
and he graduated from Canada's top business school with really good grades.
With really good grades, yeah.
Tyler, anything?
I'm gay.
Oh, okay.
Still, huh?
Got it.
All right.
Pride Month is over.
Yeah. I think that's all I got.
All right.
So thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. If you want to support us, you can do so on the Patreon through patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or you can just watch on the YouTube page and share with a friend. Right now, we're looking for more subscribers. So if you have friends that like the show or like this format of show, like to watch movies or listen to people talk about movies, or like to just laugh and listen along on YouTube, that would be great. Share with them because it would be nice to get more followers. Until next time. Thank you for joining us as we gab and chatter. We do some streaming picks and we talk about unfortunate deaths and the news stories of the week.
Yeah.
Follow us later on in the week as we review 28 Weeks Later, our Post Apocalyptic Dystopia July. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Middle Class Film Class, and on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
All right, Tyler, I hope your back feels better after twisting your ankle and rolling your back in Fraser Park.
All right.
See you later.
See ya. Hello and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And no Tyler over there. And this week, to kick off Post Apocalyptic Dystopia July.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful. We are reviewing my pick, 28 Weeks Later.
Welcome to London.
How old are you, Auntie? 12. I think that makes you the youngest person in the entire country.
Oh, I missed you so much.
That sounded like you're. Oh.
What are you afraid of?
What if it comes back?
It won't come back.
What if it does?
If it comes back, we kill it.
Trailer's really quiet.
Yeah, it is.
You come into direct contact with the infected.
What happened, Dad?
What happened?
Daddy,
Daddy, what happened?
what did you leave mommy?
Step 1, kill the infected. Step 2, containment.
Step 3, go to the Winchester, have a pint, wait for all this to blow over.
Step 3,
Profit.
extermination.
The next chapter? Is that what it said?
Do you think Mum's still
I don't read
alive?
British.
Do you think Mom's alive? That's what he said.
I think she's dead, ain't it?
Oh, it's Tuesday.
We've lost control.
Chim chim chiroo, just another dreary day.
Code red.
Just another day in England. It's an epic trailer. Oh, spoilers.
Yeah, really.
The horror returns. Haha. It's just us. It's not
Done.
over.
Oh, okay. Forgot. England.
28 weeks later. Yes, 28 weeks later, as it says right there on the screen if you're watching us. Please watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
28 weeks later, directed by not Danny Boyle, but Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, who is most recently known for directing Damsel, straight to Netflix, Millie Bobby Brown, fantasy dragon movie. I don't know.
That's my new favorite way of saying her name now.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown.
And then he also directed a movie called Intruders, which came out after 28 Weeks Later, and he hasn't really done anything that I know of before 28 Weeks Later. Movie called Intacto from 2001.
Danny Boyle, that's why he chose him for this, because of Intacto.
Yeah, Intacto's the reason. It just screams.
I read it in the Wikipedia. He says he was a huge fan of Intacto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Juan Carlos, what's his last name?
Juan Carlos Esposito. No. Fresnadillo.
Fresnadillo. He did like 5 years of TV commercials before this.
Oh, okay.
He took a break from movies.
Interesting. Written by Rowan Joffe, Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, and Enrique Lopez Levine. Produced by Alex Garland and Danny Boyle, I believe. Mm-hmm. Starring Jeremy Renner, Rose Byrne, Idris Elba, Imogen Poots, Catherine McCormick, and Robert Carlyle as the dad, the dick dad in this, and Macintosh Muggleton. That's the most English name.
Yeah, that's a Hunger Games name if I've ever heard one.
As Andy, the young kid,
or it could be like a Harry Potter, like a ghost that's now just a picture on a wall.
Well, yeah, Muggleton is very Harry Potter-ish. And this, as the name of the movie says, this takes place 28 weeks later after the outbreak of the rage virus.
28 weeks later.
And
that's like a year.
Almost. It's like half a year.
7 months.
Yeah. And in this point in the outbreak, it's been contained. The U.S. military has stepped in, as they always do, into England to contain, quarantine the non-infected into a small area of England, while the rest of it is essentially uninhabitable or dangerous to go out to, with Idris Elba being the lead.
Why is he playing American? He's British.
I know, he's a British actor playing an American that takes place in England
in a British movie.
Yeah. I think Rose Byrne also might be English. I'm not sure. Jeremy Renner, not English.
He's from Fresno.
Yeah, yeah, Fresno.
Yeah. Rose Byrne's Australian.
Australian, okay.
Same thing.
Almost. And yeah, this is a follow-up of 28 Days Later, and this has one of the most insane, intense intros of a movie that is very bleak and kind of paints a picture of this character of the dad. This cottage in the middle of countryside England gets invaded by the infected or the zombies, and there's quite a few people who are living there at the time. There's like an old couple who own the house, and then there's a couple other survivors, and then the husband and wife. And the husband essentially just saves himself. He's put in a position where he's in between. There's a zombie in between him and his wife, and this young kid who just shows up. And he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Well, she goes after the kid.
Yeah.
When there's, and she's like, help us.
And he's
There's
like
10 zombies right there.
I know. I'm like, what's he gonna do? He's like, it's either we all die or just you die.
Yeah, exactly.
So he abandons them, runs out, and
I thought it was weird that he's like, but you're immune.
But you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you got 2 different colored eyes. That means you're immune.
Apparently.
And so he runs away. He escapes via boat while also trying to save the other guy, but he jumps and slips and falls in the water and then gets taken by the
there's not a lot of good things happening in that scene.
No, he's painted as not a great guy, even though he has good intentions. So that's the very beginning of the movie, and that kind of sets the tone. And then the rest of the movie happens, and things are going well for society. This is they're sort of trying to start to rebuild their country as they've contained the outbreak just to England, and which is kind of funny to know that the rest of the world is just fine.
England is fucking,
and just England is
they fumbled the bag.
Yeah, it is an island, so they are kind of stuck there.
I think it's funny that they call there's mainland England and then there's the Isles.
Yeah,
and even though it is. At some point, aren't we all islands? Aren't all continents islands?
Yeah, just one big island. And this is the second time that I've seen this movie. The first time I watched this, the first and only time I watched this before was when it was released in 2007, and I watched it at a drive-in.
Cool.
In a pairing with Knocked Up. This played right after Knocked Up, and this movie is very dark in a lot of the scenes. And at the drive-in between the movies, they turned on like the parking lights for people to leave. And then they never turned them off for 28 weeks later. So it was kind of washed out. Watching, I couldn't really see what was happening in the nighttime scenes because of the light.
Oh, I'm sure.
The lights were still on.
Yeah.
So that was the only time I watched this movie. And I really didn't remember much about it except for the very beginning of this movie. And and watching it, I didn't remember anything else other than like the main explosion part of what happens towards the end.
When they
firebomb the
got it,
yeah, and then the helicopter Resident Evil killing thing.
Yeah, that's a straight up Paul W.S. Anderson shot. It was impressive, but still seemed out of place.
So Pete, this is your first time watching this?
I've probably seen this 4 times.
Really?
Yeah,
you watched it that many times?
I'd say I watched it when it first came out. Watched it again a couple years later. I think in preparation for. No, and then I watched it a third time in preparation. I went on, Carlo from the Movie Loot invited me to go on his show. He was one of our contestants on the trivia special we did. And we did the opening loot, which was like the best opening scenes of all movies, and this was one of my picks. So I watched it in preparation for that. That was a couple years ago, and then again now. So that's 4 times. And I remember really liking it the first time I saw it, and really seeing no difference between the first 28 days and 28 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Like the quality, held up.
Yeah, I was
to the first one.
I was pretty young when I first saw 28 Days, and this was 2007. It's a few years out of high school. Really, I've always liked movies, but I didn't really try to find a whole lot of meaning or really like critique them very much.
Like you didn't think to look deeper.
Nah,
into
I'm just
them.
watching them like, ooh, zombie movie. Oh, great, awesome, love zombie movies. Brains, you know. Send more cops, you know. And but it is a stark contrast between the first one and this one. And I think it all sums up with this quote from Alex Garland. So I won't read the quote just yet, but I'll say,
okay.
This is the production development. This is straight from the Wikipedia.
This came out 5 years after the first movie, too.
Okay. The international success of the 2002 horror movie 28 Days Later influences creators Danny Boyle and producer Andrew McDonald, and also screenwriter Alex Garland, to make a sequel 4 years following its release. McDonald stated, "We were quite taken aback by the phenomenal success of the first film, particularly in America. We saw an opportunity to make a second film that already had a built-in audience. We thought it would be a great idea to try and satisfy the audience again." So, kind of a weird sort of a response. Like,
we thought we should try to entertain the audience again.
We like, people are going to see this. They see the name on there. They're going to come already.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why people won't remake shit and do reboots and IP reduxes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But later on in the same Wikipedia article, it says, Alex Garland, the writer of 28 Days and 28 Years Later, commented on the film, calling it, quote, "a good early lesson in the difference in making something in a kind of enthusiastic, non-cynical way, and in comparison to a project that is generated by a different sort of imperative, which is there should be another one." So all that to say, it's not a bad movie, but it definitely doesn't have that like authentic feel of it, like a genuine, authentic feel of like somebody telling a story. It feels like there's a really great story in there with the father and abandoning the mother and like the repercussions behind that. And honestly, every other time I watch the movie, I kind of get a different perspective. I'm like, oh, maybe he could have stayed. Maybe he should have like jumped out the window on the roof and then kind of gone around to the other window and like helped her get out with the kid. But then if he did that, maybe the kid would have slowed him down and he barely made it away from the zombies in the first place. But again, he didn't know that. So it's like, I go back and forth whether he was right to do that or not.
Yeah.
And it's like, in today, 2025, or even the modern day, 2007, when this movie was released, in our comforts and niceties of our society, it's easy to say, oh, you should have gone back.
Yeah.
But it's the apocalypse. It's literally like kill or be killed, fuck everyone else, get yours, because you don't know if the person knocking at your door is going to bring a horde of zombies, which he did.
Yeah.
The stupid kid.
Yeah.
So, the rules are different then. And I think that's kind of a key point in the post-apocalyptic dystopia genre we're going to be looking at, is like there are different rules there because society is collapsed and now there's a new society. That's the post part of the post-apocalyptic. It's like the world has ended in some capacity. It doesn't have to be nuclear bombs blowing up the entire world and there's only 100 people left or whatever, like Mad Max or whatever. But this society in some way has collapsed. In this world, it's not the entire world, it's English. The British world has collapsed, and now there's this new society, and it's like military law, and it's different rules. You got to be safer.
Curfews.
Excuse me.
Stuff like that.
Curfews, yeah, exactly. Excuse me. But so I don't know if he's right or wrong in that. He definitely is a scumbag. But aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you get a free pass of being a scumbag in the zombie apocalypse? I don't know.
There's a little levity there.
I know. There's some leeway,
What do you want me to do, huh?
I know. Okay, so I save you, and then we both die. I save you for another 2.5 minutes, and then we both die. And you're the only one that's immune, you know. So, so anyways, I like that part of it, and I like the reconciliation when he finds his kids again, and they go off, and they basically think that mom's gonna be at home, and you're like, "You stupid kid! Of course she's not gonna be home." And then she's fucking home.
Yeah,
surprises you, and then you find out what you find out. She's immune, and you're like, "Well, cool. They can find a cure." But
potentially,
Idris Elba's like, "Yeah, but she's still able to infect others. She needs to be put down."
Yeah.
And you're in your head, you're again wrestling with the internal debate of, do you save the person, or is she better used for scientific experimentation? Is she still like, do you treat her like the humanity of a person with their own agency and their own rights? Or do you put her down because she does risk the flock?
The threat.
Yeah, the threat of risking the herd. And then you see, because he's again, why are you going to French kiss your wife when she's strapped down to a bed?
I know, that was
unresponsive.
Yeah.
That's like trying to have sex with your wife in the middle of the night with no consent. Like, yeah, it's your wife, but
I mean, she was conscious when they were, but she was strapped down.
She's strapped down and not one peep, not one word, not like a wink.
She was waiting for him though.
She didn't even wink though.
She was waiting to get her vengeance.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I don't know.
I was expecting like a Kill Bill type of situation. Like,
sure.
But I was like, oh yeah, it's saliva too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just like blood.
So it's like,
bite.
yeah, so I'm thinking that's a really compelling sort of thing too. And then of course the child, he's potentially a carrier, and how that develops. And I don't know. That part of it is super interesting, and I really like that part. The military and the Jeremy Renner aspect of it and the helicopter and stuff felt like a different movie. It felt like a Resident Evil or some sort of a action explosion fuckfest, you know?
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. It's just a different movie. So I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It made it in the top 100 best zombie movies of all time, but I don't know if there's how many more than 100 are there, you know?
Yeah, your your picks are a lot narrower.
Yeah, you're getting into like the ultra low budget shit. So, but yeah, I think it was really well acted. I forgot that. Well, I didn't realize until I was like scrolling through IMDb that the mother who gets her eyes gouged out, second movie in the row, they gouge someone's eyes out with the thumbs.
The callback.
Yeah. They're like, they probably liked it a lot when they did it in the first one. We should do it here too. That's like using a joke in the sequel on a comedy sequel that's in the first one, and it just doesn't land the same way. Except for it was very effective in this one. But that mom who gets her eyes gouged out, she was the wife, Mel Gibson's wife, William Wallace's wife in Braveheart.
Oh, really?
That gets killed, gets her throat slit, and then puts off his entire, like, kicks off his whole vengeance spree.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same actress. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea. Once I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, 100% it looks her. She's got the really specific eyes. Very much so.
Okay.
I thought she was well acted. He was well acted. Imogen Poots does great. Little kid.
That's the teenager daughter, right?
Dingle Dork McIntosh, or whatever his name is. He's
Macintosh Muggleton.
Yeah, he's fine.
So you were close.
He's fine. Idris Elba's classic as ever. And that was a great movie. Nowhere near the heights of 28 Days Later, but still a lot of fun.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
Cool. Yeah, I'm very similar in that regard. It's like 28 Days Later is really good, and 28 Weeks Later is like, it's like 70% as good.
Yeah,
as
that's pretty good.
28 Days Later. A little bit more, like they took a little bit more of a mainstream kind of action movie angle.
Yeah,
it seems like with the military aspect, and also you got what's his name, Link from Matrix as the helicopter pilot.
Oh yeah,
that's his name, right? Matrix, Link, or
Switch Apoc.
Is it Switch?
Link. It is Link.
It's Link.
Yeah.
Okay. As
is Tank. Tank is
the other guy.
Tank's the guy that dies. No, Tank is he's the shorter one. Yeah, I think it is Link. I think you're right.
Yeah, he's the helicopter pilot. Jeremy Renner. They're like buddy. Yeah, the helicopter pilot is just always in the air the entire time. He's just flying around. It's got infinite fuel.
Yeah, that's a trope too. That's like Army of the Dead.
Oh,
Tig
yeah.
Notaro playing the
The helicopter
pilot. That's all the character development they get. I'm a helicopter pilot.
I'm pilot.
I can fly.
And yeah, Jeremy Renner is sort of I don't want to say he's like a rebellious like soldier, but like he does not agree with what they decide to do after the outbreak happens, which is the kid's fault. It's the kids.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The kid, like those goddamn kids are the reason why it happens.
Yep.
At all. I mean, it might have eventually happened, like because she was out there. I don't know if she would have made her way back or found her way to the refugee or sanctuary, whatever you want to call it.
Maybe.
But it is because of those kids that it happens the way it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really bad day for Don. When he finds out that his wife's alive. And he's like, out of all the goddamn...
You said you saw her die. I didn't say that. I never said those words.
To his credit, she gets taken, and obviously he doesn't know that she has some sort of immunity.
Yeah.
It's not like...
She's a carrier.
Yeah, she's a carrier, but she's not... she doesn't exhibit symptoms.
Correct.
And part of me watching this was like, oh, okay, it feels like maybe Neil Druckmann took a little inspiration from this potentially.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of develops that immunity further into Ellie's story, where she can't infect anybody else. But this one takes it and is a carrier and can infect somebody else. And what I like about the 28 days, 28 weeks as well, is the way that they sort of like show you like what like the reaction is from like the normal humans, the non-infected humans, and how they respond to an event like this. Because in the first one you see like what the military guys did, and I mean that was took a dark turn pretty quick. It was only 28 days. It was like less than a month, and they're already like turned into like rapists. And in this you see like Idris Elba's character, like how he responds to like a potential solution to your problem in like maybe there's a cure, maybe we can extract something from this to help alleviate this problem, even though they have it under control seemingly. But the movie itself is it was all right. It was more akin to like a Resident Evil type of story. And I did like how the director seemed to keep a lot of the type of editing and filmmaking from 28 Days Later, which made it so intense and scary, I think. But it just I think the scale was a little bit bigger in terms of like the amount of people involved, because when they're all trapped in that
tube or whatever,
in that like I don't know where they are, like underneath a building.
I'm assuming it's in the subway. The tube. They call it the tube.
Yeah, I don't know. And they get locked in there by the military as it's happening, and then the dad shows up, and the kid decides to walk towards the door that is being mysteriously banged on from the other side. Is like, this kid is not smart.
No.
No survival skills. And then it turns into like the worst case scenario, because you have all these people, and then the infection rate is insanely fast because
so fast.
They turn in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. So the intensity was there. But overall, it just didn't hit the mark as 28 Days Later, what 28 Days Later was at, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of like pretty much all I thought about it.
You know, it's interesting that now that we have kind of a bigger body of work from Alex Garland, a number of movies that he's directed and written. We have The Beach, we have Sunshine, also directed by Danny Boyle.
Did he write that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 28 Days Later, 28 Years Later, Annihilation, Dread, Men, and Civil War. Ex Machina.
And half of Warfare.
Yeah, he assisted. And in just about every one of those, it shows how shitty humans can be. Mostly men, but
that's kind of the theme of these movies is like how men are terrible.
Correct. and the actual,
which is his theme as well, and Annihilation.
Exactly.
And obviously men.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Ex Machina.
Alex Garland is not even an undercover feminist. Like, he's for sure feminist. And highlights how terrible men can be. Humankind and also men in specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But in 28 Days Later, you see that with the military people at the end. Like, you're like, it's only 7 weeks and they're out raping people?
It's like, well, no, it's 28 days.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4 weeks. Sorry. 4 weeks. And they're out raping people and stuff. And basically creating their own, like, godlike society, Lord of the Flies of military.
Yeah, the guy's like, I promised them women.
Yeah.
And so, like, you have
what a shithead.
You have a child there and one adult, and it's like,
okay,
and then like 8, 10.
What do you want me to do? I promised them women.
I can't not anymore.
I know.
Can't go back on it.
So, but in this one, we don't have that except for the opening scene.
Yeah,
that storyline is great, but then what kills society after that is just a kid being stupid. He doesn't have like evil intentions. He's not showcasing the terrible aspect of humanity that mankind and men in general have.
He just wants his mommy.
He's just a dumb kid that doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
And I think that's where this story feels less weighty than like the original one does, because you're like, it wasn't intentional. He accidentally did, and the whole time you're like, yo, you fucking kid, you stupid. Why'd you do that? Oh, because you're a Macintosh dingle dork or whatever your name is. He's just a little boy. He wants, like he said, he wants his mommy, he wants his daddy, and he's just doing the best he can, and he's stupid, goes in the fucking city center, even though it's quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
But in the beginning, Robert Carlyle's character has intent behind his decision. And in 28 Days Later, the evil militants at the end have intent. They're doing it on purpose. They're purposefully going out of their way to act like this. And it's just makes your gut sink when you think about it. When you think about the kid, you're just like, oh, what a fucking idiot. You're not thinking he's a horrible person. You're thinking he's just a dumb kid.
Yeah.
So
you know what's funny is that I on the very beginning when that kid shows up, and which is another kid being the reason why things go terrible, is the kid is from Sanford.
Yes.
With
Sanford, Gloucestershire,
which I thought was really funny because it's in this trivia, I connected it to Hot Fuzz, and directed by Edgar Wright, who also directed Shaun of the Dead, which pokes fun at 28 Days Later by dismissing rage-infected monkeys as the source of its own zombie plague. So it was like this layered sort of like homage parody.
Yeah,
and I guess Sanford is it's a fake village used by British police to train recruits and practice emergency preparedness drills.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's really interesting.
And the street plan of it is based on that of Dundee, Scotland. So it's like a real fake village.
They rebuilt a real village out in the middle of nowhere in the country.
Yeah. I don't know where they I don't know if I think Hot Fuzz was filmed
because they say
in a village.
They say it's when he goes in Hot Fuzz, when he goes to like transfer him, he's like, you've been promoted to Sanford, Gloucestershire.
Yeah.
He's like, excuse me, that's in the country.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I thought that was good because like when I saw that when he's on the kids, it was like, oh, I know Sanford. That's where Hot Fuzz takes place. And I guess Danny Boyle couldn't direct this sequel because of Sunshine.
Yeah, he was already, him and Cillian Murphy were also committed to Sunshine already.
And originally they were going to do 29 Days Later, all still starring Cillian Murphy and Naomi Harris.
Really?
And Hannah Megan Burns. But it was dropped in favor of doing a film set within the time frame of 28 weeks later, focusing on an SAS team sent into London to retrieve either the Prime Minister or the Queen. Which that obviously a different plot still, and then it was suggested to set the film some point after the events of the initial film, and to deal with the impact rage has had on society in general. So that I remember like the name mechanic that they chose to go with, I feel like kind of put them in a specific position because like
painting themselves in a corner a little bit.
28 days later, okay, 29 days later, the day after, or I guess we could do weeks, but they skipped months and went straight to years.
They could do 25 days later.
25 days?
Do a prequel.
Oh, yeah.
Leading right up, the person would lead right up to the hospital.
28 days later, day one.
They did, yeah. One day after.
28 days later, the day before.
That sounds like some bullshit they would make.
Yeah.
I found that tomato meter list, 100 best zombie movies.
Oh, okay. What's number one?
Well, I'll have you guess, but 28, 28 weeks later is number 53.
What's 28 days later?
28 days later.
28.
13.
Damn.
13.
That would have been great.
And 28 years later is 12.
Oh, so even better.
It made it even better, yeah.
Yeah.
This is based off just the tomato meter.
Oh, okay.
Number one, with 100% perfect rating on their tomato meter, I guess.
100.
It's relatively new too.
Oh, it's new.
And I would say it's arguable that it's even a zombie movie.
Relatively new, like within the last 20 years?
Yeah, within the last 10 years.
10 years.
And it may not even be a zombie movie, depending on.
May not be a zombie movie.
Yeah, I mean,
like as if they're not undead, like
they're not even really zombies.
They're not risen from the dead.
And that's all I can say about that because I don't want to spoil the movie. It's a movie that you're not supposed to spoil before you watch it, before you send somebody to watch it.
Oh, have I seen it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Maybe have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Was it a big hit?
Does it
have sequels?
It caused remakes in multiple other languages.
Remakes in multiple other languages.
It's a Japanese language.
Oh. Is it Train to Busan?
That's number 2.
Oh.
That's Korean. One Cut of the Dead.
Really? That's number 1.
Number 1, 100%. Train to Busan, 95%. Night of the Living Dead, number 3, also 95%.
I was going to say Return of the Living Dead, but you said new-ish.
Reanimator, 94. Dawn of the Dead, 92. Shaun of the Dead, 92.
Dawn of the Dead, the original?
Yeah. No, Dawn of the Dead, 1978. Night of the Living Dead, 1968. That's number 3. And then
so they remade One Cut of the Dead in other countries.
It spun off to like 12 or 13 other languages.
And like they made their own version of the movie. It wasn't like dubbed.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's got sequels as well.
Really?
Yeah. It's a phenomenon. One Cut.
I have seen One Cut of the Dead.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Remakes.
Adam recommended it to me.
One Cut of the Dead spinoff in Hollywood.
This the cottage in the opening sequence of this movie has a couple of appearances in different movies as well.
Oh, really?
First one, Never Let Me Go, in 2010.
Also Imogen Poots.
And also makes an appearance in Children of Men, another movie, another post-apocalyptic dystopia movie that we reviewed already.
What was that?
I don't know. I can't. Probably when he's in the country when they
with Michael Caine.
No, not Michael Caine. The when he like the cottage that he escapes from.
I don't remember that.
Right, like when like guy runs down when they're trying to jumpstart the car.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, it might be that one.
Could be.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. 28. Number 100 on the list. There's a lot of ones pretty high on this that I've never even heard of before too, which is kind of makes me want to watch them now.
Mm-hmm.
Survival of the Dead is number 100. It's 29%.
Wait, what? Say that again.
Survival of the Dead is number 100 on the list. It's 29%.
29%. That's the last one.
It actually goes to more. It has 101. Wow. Number 101, 102, and 103 are all Resident Evil movies.
Oh.
Retribution, Extinction, and Afterlife.
Now, the whole eye thing.
From the first one.
The different colored eyes. The mom has.
Yeah.
And that the son also has, and she's immune. So it also alludes to the fact that he might be immune.
Yes.
As well, right? But it's not like
I think it's more or less spells it out for you that he's immune.
Because they get into the subway towards the end, and he I think he gets bitten.
Yeah.
And then he like runs away.
Yeah.
And then
You're like, okay, even if they contain this through the firebombing, which they would,
yeah,
if he escapes, he's
cooked.
Yeah. He's the first person he kisses.
Yeah.
Or he sneezes in someone's mouth on accident.
Yeah, they should just I mean, they already made 28 years later, obviously. So I don't know if he makes an appearance in that, but if his character makes an appearance, but like if they were to make a different one, or it's just like him older and he's like he can't kiss anybody.
Yeah.
He can't like
he's like Rogue from X-Men.
Yeah.
I can never touch
exactly
with my tongue.
He's like the guy from the Skittles commercial that turns everything into Skittles that he touches.
Oh yeah. That's a great commercial. Man, I wish I had that. Oh yeah. You wish you could never hold your newborn baby child. He's like, okay. Angry Otter's in the chat. He says hi.
He's got a purple crown.
Is he?
He has a king. It says number 1.
Who's number 1?
Angry Otter.
Angry Otter is.
He just finished watching Bring Her Back, and he's not going to watch it again.
I can't wait to watch that.
I assume it's because it's so good and scary. Or maybe because you hated it or something.
I heard it's really intense. Really intense.
It's just that scene from Talk to Me with the kid over and over again. Where he's like pulling his eyeball out.
Oh God. Yeah, there's it's a really good cast in this, and it's interesting that like Naomi Harris was still acting, Cillian Murphy's still acting, Brendan Gleeson's gone.
Matt? No, he's not.
No, from the first one.
Oh, I was like, he's
character's
alive.
gone from the first one. But it's like they could have been there, but they were all committed to other things.
Oh yeah.
So they wanted to make the sequel because why not?
Yeah.
Because of money. And
Money.
but they couldn't get any of the same actors. They couldn't get the same director. Alex Garland didn't have any of the writing credits.
Oh yeah. He just produced producing.
He was
credits.
executive producer. Yeah, exactly. So they made this instead. And
does he have a comment on this movie?
That's the
Alex Garland.
That comment that I read earlier was about this movie.
Is it favorable?
No, it's remember he said that's a lesson in making a movie that with intention and a clear direction and pure purity versus a different intention, which is we should make another one.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Basically, that's the difference between the two. Is
yeah.
There's also some pretty decent trivia on this one. In the DVD extras, it says that all the actors that are playing infected people come from, quote, movement backgrounds, where they have to have a history in dance, gymnastics, circus, or miming. They also followed workshops to learn more about the infections and what they were supposed to do.
Oh.
That's interesting. And that's what they did for The Walking Dead. Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
For the motion capture for the games, they got dancers and contortionists. Yeah. And then for the show, they got a lot of the same people that were mocap actors for the show. Let's see what else. There were some other good ones I read.
Let's read Tyler's Letterboxd review on this because he watched it.
I got it pulled up,
and he's not here, so we're gonna read it for him.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so 28 weeks later, review by Tyler Noe. I think this movie gets too much hate than it deserves. With one of the greatest beginning scenes, this whole movie encapsulates hopelessness, which is what it is striving for, since we as an audience know that 28 days later exists, so there is going to be no happy ending. I think he means years. I don't know. It highlights the ineptitude of humanity while also expressing the fight for survival. The acting was pretty good, and some concepts introduced were interesting. The writing was spotty, but I could overlook it, and for it being an hour 40, it did not feel that way and kept me engaged. Grade B-, end of report, 3 stars.
Nice. 3 stars.
Acting was pretty good, and some concepts were interesting.
Layered review.
Yeah. What did we say before? Interesting is
it's a non-word.
A non-word, yeah.
It's hard not to use it though.
It is
because like, how else would I describe it? It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's how I would describe an echidna. You know, that's interesting.
Yeah, or platypus.
Look at that thing. That's fucking interesting. That's for sure.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Certainly, I am interested.
I think that
It's interesting, but I'm not interested.
I think when you were to take like the biologists that were out exploring, the early explorers, and they come back and they're like, oh look, we found this creature. We call it a giraffe. What it look like? Interesting. Just really interesting. Cool. Can you see a picture of it? Nah, we didn't draw one. Can you describe it to me? I just did. It's interesting.
What else do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
I painted a pretty clear picture.
It's right there. Use your imagination, dummy.
Yeah, it's like when I'm usually interesting. I don't want to kind of not talk about the movie anymore, but it is kind of like how I would describe this movie. If somebody asks me what do you think about that movie? It's interesting. It's almost like saying like, yeah, it's all right, which is also how I would describe this movie.
Exactly.
In comparison to 28 Days Later, and I was hoping that I'd be able to get to the theater this week to see 28 Years Later, just complete the Now trilogy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And start this new trilogy that they're hopefully gonna do.
Yeah.
Hopefully after they get greenlit for
the
Boner Temple.
The Bone Temple is already set to be released.
Yes,
it's already made.
Yeah, it's already in post or being completed.
28 weeks after the movie was released originally, they're going to release the second one.
Yeah,
but the third one hasn't been made.
No, and they're hoping. And Cillian Murphy makes an appearance at the end of the next one,
according to D-Boyle.
Yeah,
Angrader says reviews by Tyler. Quote: I watched a film.
Essentially, what he kind of said.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Anything else that sticks out to you from this?
I thought what a terrible fate for the mom. First, she gets abandoned by her husband. Yeah. Then she gets bit by a zombie and is probably freaking out about it. Like, I'm going to turn any minute now. Wanders through the wilderness. Wanders all the way back to London. Somehow gets in.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how the fuck she got in with all the security. Right.
Well, she didn't get in. The security's not out there because they're out in.
I guess
no man's land.
Yeah,
basically.
I guess you're right. So she gets home, and she's just like hiding behind a bed for weeks, maybe.
I mean, she probably heard them come in.
I don't know, but she's just in the house for a while, and then she gets taken by the military, brought into the quarantine, a la Annihilation, strapped down to the bed, makes out with against her will, and then
is made out with,
and then is clawed to death basically by her husband. He rips a chunk out of her throat with his mouth, and then
she didn't see any. She didn't have any foresight.
No, and then gouged his eyes out.
He gouged her.
He gouged her eyes out while she's still strapped down, and then gets her body, if she's still alive, which I think she might be, gets burned alive also.
Yeah, by the jets.
Yeah, exactly.
The fire bombs.
You're like, that poor woman.
Now,
what a terrible demise for that character.
The rage virus itself is a product of these infected chimps, who were being subjected to watching like terrible
all the atrocities,
human atrocities for whatever reason.
Yeah, you're never given any bit of it, but it's like at the beginning of the first one, you're like, what the fuck?
Like what do you get out of this?
Also, what kind of lab is that? It's just dark, dripping water all over the place. There's chimpanzee heads just in buckets and stuff.
Yeah,
one of them's rib cage is splayed open and it's just like chilling there. Like they just halfway through the experiment, like, time to clock out. Better go home.
Yeah,
leave this open chimp here.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And the rage virus is like, it's like they just get really mad.
Yeah.
And their eyes change into like red, and they just turn very violent, essentially. And I think that's like, again, interesting, because the fact that they call it the rage virus, and like the lore that you get from it is that it comes from these chimps who are just watching violent human behavior, and so now they're also violent. And it's interesting that it translated back into humans. It like went from like human rage and violence to chimps, and then back into a much stronger form, back into humans.
Yeah,
where they can't control it. It's almost like in Last of Us, where the fungus infection is like the human is still in there, and in the game at least you can like sometimes you can hear the humans complaining about the fungus, making a complaint, or you can hear like the humans like suffering behind the fungus when they're just like idling there. They're like, don't make me do this, don't make me do this, because the fungus is what's controlling their body, but they are still like in there. And this is kind of, it feels like it might be kind of similar where like the human is still like behind there, but it's just they're overtaken by this virus that is making them extremely violent.
For like 1/2 of a second, I thought to myself, I think if I got the rage virus, I'll be okay. And then I was like, wait a second. If I have 3 drinks of whiskey, my complete personality has changed. This virus, which is designed to completely overhaul my entire nervous system and functionality and overtake my brain, is going to be more strong than that. Shut the fuck up.
Your willpower is not that.
Yeah, just by sheer force alone, I could overpower the rage virus. I feel it coming and be like, nope.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say about this movie specifically. I am interested to see where 28 years later went. I know it takes a wild turn at some point. I just don't know what that is. And it's rated higher than both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
So
on Rotten Tomatoes at least.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, in terms of it being a post-apocalyptic movie, I don't think this is the movie that. This is not a title that most people think of in post-apocalyptic. They're like more thinking about like society has fully collapsed and we've already rebuilt structures and everyone's wearing leather and thongs and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there is a huge amount of post-apocalyptic movies that immediately jump out, like Mad Max, The Road, Book of Eli, Waterworld. We had a list.
Doomsday.
Joel made a list for us too.
Death Race.
Yep, Death Race. Escape from New York, Escape from LA. Dredd or Judge Dredd, Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know if Edge of Tomorrow would work though, because that's in the middle of an alien invasion.
Yeah, it is.
So that would be like a apocalyptic movie or a doomsday movie.
There was another zombie movie that I watched and talked about years ago called The Cured, I think.
Yeah, the Irish one. I watched it.
Yeah, and it's like a really interesting concept of zombies who essentially get cured, but they still have some of the memories of when they were zombies and they like killed people.
Yeah, that's
kind of a slow movie, but it was a really, really like intriguing concept.
Unique.
Yeah.
Let's see what else he's got in here. Book of Eli, The Road, Doomsday, Snowpiercer. I made a list too when we first had this. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll up in our chat here. Children of Men, Tank Girl, The Rover, Mortal Engines, any Mad Max movies, I Am Legend, Equilibrium, Reign of Fire, The Maze Runner, Hunger Games.
What event happens in Equilibrium?
I don't know if there was like a
singular event.
I think there was, but I don't know exactly what it was. But then the government basically morphs into taking over everybody.
Yeah,
like Big Brother. So our definition that we agreed on for this is something has to happen to essentially end the society that we know it, that we currently know.
Yeah,
and a new society has to be implanted. Whether it's a small individualistic like rebel society, a la Mad Max, or if it's an overarching government takeover like Equilibrium or V for Vendetta or something like that. V for Vendetta I don't think would count because it's still...
Children of Men a little bit as well.
Children of Men, definitely an event happens.
Yeah.
And like the entire society has morphed because of what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, 28 days later doesn't count because it's like they're still dealing with like nothing's been settled, nothing's been reestablished, but they're just living, trying to get by in this zombie apocalypse. After 28 years or 28 weeks, I mean, now a new society has been rebuilt. There's new norms, there's new rules to follow. There's new like leadership in place, at least in England. So that's why this one particularly counts.
Yeah.
But
28 years later definitely counts.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
So we have our selections, me and Tyler. you want to grade it before, and I'll give my selections?
Yeah, so like 28 Days Later, I would probably give like an A.
Yeah,
a solid A. This I'd probably give like a B plus.
B plus.
Yeah,
I give it a B.
Yeah,
yeah. There is some really good stuff, and no matter what, I'm still back and forth on how I feel about the opening.
Yeah,
I love it. It's great.
Oh, like character wise,
yeah. Was his decision warranted or not?
Yeah,
and should he be held liable to that or not?
Yeah,
no matter what, his kids are gonna be pissed about it. I get it. That's their prerogative.
His reunion with his wife was awkward. He's like,
"Hi, honey.
Hey,
looking good."
Oh, sorry, by the way.
Got some in your eye.
Yeah, it looks
like a broken blood vessel or something.
We got to get that checked out.
Yeah. Did you puke really hard or something? Yeah. Okay, so B plus for you, B for me, B minus for Tyler.
Oh, he said B minus?
He said B minus.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got that right.
Yeah!
Yep, B minus. Sorry, I had the volume still up on my side.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Tyler, I asked him earlier what his pick was, and it was said earlier by Joel. His pick is going to be the Book of Eli.
Oh, okay. So
that's going to be Tyler's pick.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to go next week because I'm here.
Yes.
And my pick is going to be Waterworld.
Waterworld.
Love Waterworld. Love me some Waterworld. And
different vibe of apocalypse.
Yes.
More Mad Max on water.
It's Mad Max, but wet.
Yeah.
And it's Kevin McDonald, I think the guy's name is, who directed it. Let me see here. Waterworld. 1995.
People like to say that it was like
Kevin Reynolds.
One of the biggest flops, but they fail to remember that it was only a flop because of the budget.
The budget
was spent on the sunken set.
Yes.
And then rebuilt.
Yeah. They told me I was daft to build a set on the water. I did it anyways. That one sank into the swamp. So I rebuilt it. That one sank into the swamp too. The third one, I rebuilt it. That burned down, fell over, and then sank into the swamp. So, directed by Kevin Reynolds. This is it's listed on IMDb as adventure epic, dystopian sci-fi, quest, sea adventure, steampunk, action adventure sci-fi.
Yeah, definitely. All those.
It's got Deb from Napoleon Dynamite playing the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis Hopper is a great villain.
Bald Dennis Hopper?
Is he bald?
I think so.
I know he loses an eye at some point. And,
pretty sure he's bald.
And then Jean Triplehorn is the love interest, who she was hot for a little while.
And then Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner, of course, yes.
As the Waterworld.
Fishman.
Yeah.
As the titular Waterworld.
What's his name?
Mariner.
Mariner?
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have a name. He just called him Mariner.
Okay.
I have seen dry land.
Dry land is not a myth. I've seen it.
Also, a small cameo by Jack Black in it.
Yeah.
He's a helicopter pilot.
He's uncredited?
I think he's uncredited, yeah. Let me see if I can see it in the full cast.
He also has an uncredited role. Actually, I don't know if it's uncredited in Demolition Man.
Yep, he does.
Yeah.
Yep, he plays pilot, and he's not uncredited. He's credited.
He pilot?
He can fly. So that's going to be mine. And what I'll say is this, too. Let me see where it's streaming.
I always thought it was cool. The gills.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like as a kid when I watched it, I was like, oh, he's a fast swimmer. He's got gills. He can breathe underwater. This guy's cool.
Spoiler. It's got an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that a spoiler? Is that a twist in the movie?
Kind of, yeah. It's not anything that I would consider a spoiler in real life, though. Let me make sure.
How far into this world are they? Like how far? Yeah, I mean after the whatever apocalypse happens.
I guess we're gonna.
Is it just flooded? The world got flooded. Rising sea levels.
I don't remember. All right, so
did they even say it?
Yeah, I think so. Waterworld. I'm sorry, that was completely wrong. 45% on tomato meter, and 44% on the popcorn meter. So not widely regarded. It's streaming on Peacock. Oh, cool! You can watch it on Peacock.
Okay.
But I will say this: I don't know what version is streaming on Peacock, but there are 3 versions of this movie. There's a theatrical cut, which is not great.
Yeah.
And they took out a lot of the plot. so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I've heard this, yeah.
Then there's the TV cut, the family cut, which takes a lot of the violence out, but they replace it with some of the story that was cut out from the original version.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a third cut called the Ulysses cut.
A secret third cut.
Yes. The Ulysses cut has all of it.
Edited by Ulysses S. Grant.
Yes. It was actually a fan cut originally. The fans put it together. They took the TV edit and they took the theatrical edit, and then there was an uncut version, and they put all of them, mashed them all together and edited them in a way that made sense. And they basically took all the story backs and made it more sense. They left all the extra violence that was in there from the TV version, or from the theatrical version, and you got a really long cut. I have a copy of that in 4K, and it's really good. So that's the version I'm going to watch. I'm watching the Ulysses cut.
Okay.
Tyler, I know you're listening to this. If you want to come over and watch the movie, you can do that. So we have a week to do it.
Yeah, it's the polar ice caps that melt and the sea level rises over 7,600 meters, 25,000 feet.
Holy shit.
Covering nearly all of the land.
That's a lot of meters.
That's like, what, 3 foot a meter? It tells me right there, 25,000 feet.
Angry Otter says, Warm Bodies was amazing. Joel's excited about Waterworld. How well they fleshed out the world feels amazing. It feels really lived in. And then Angry Otter asks, wasn't this a Universal Studios show for a moment?
Yeah, it was.
Hell yes, it was.
It was.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it still is, but I've seen like clips of it, like people like filming it.
Yeah. For a while, when times were tough, Kevin Costner was actually in the show.
Was he really?
No.
That'd be crazy. I mean, Johnny Depp appeared as Captain Jack on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Did he really?
When those movies came out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my pick. And then Tyler wrote in, and his pick is going to be Book of Eli. Yeah, so we got Book of Eli.
Book of Eli.
For Tyler, Waterworld for me.
And then secret fourth.
Patreon pick. Yeah, Patreon pick we'll put out now because I think there's a good discussion to be had about it. There's a lot of movies to pick from in this genre.
Yeah, and we reviewed a couple of them already.
We've already done Tank Girl. We've already done Children of Men. We've already done Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
So we can't pick one of those ones. The Patreon can't pick one of those. But there's, I mean, do you want to go like well done, or do you want to go cheesy campy? Do you want like Cherry 2000 or something like that?
I mean, Waterworld is a little campy.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're covering
Book of Eli is more dramatic.
Yeah, dramatic and also kind of like popcorny.
Yeah, a little cheesy.
Yeah,
I think.
I like Book of Eli. I'm a fan. I think I own it.
I remember like I watched part of it and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And you get to the end, you're like, how could he fight like that though? I'm not gonna say what the end is if you haven't seen it.
I know. Yeah, I know what it is.
But when you get there, you're like, okay,
come on.
Yeah. What is this, Equilibrium? So, anyways,
was he Daredevil?
You got anything else?
No.
Okay, neither do I. Okay, so thank you to our cool ass Yardoodles over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. And if you want to support us on the Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass. He's not on there.
Yeah.
I screwed up. I'm not looking at the script. I'm going off page like they did in Vulcan Isadora.
We messed up last week.
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to get it right this week, but whatever. Yeah, by the way, last week, I didn't give my thoughts on Maltese Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
I rewatched it this week. Still love it. Still great. But it does get a really wordy and like drawn out at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I just want a little more something to happen instead of talk, this guy, trap. But I still thought it was interesting. If you put yourself in the shoes of Sam Spade, you're like, all these people are against me and who knows who every person is. And my partner was just killed. But he's kind of a piece of shit, so you don't really care. Like his partner's dead and he's like, nah, I don't want to go see him. By the way, I'm fucking his wife. You're like, come on, dude.
Yeah, when he gets the news that his partner died, he's very like,
yeah,
whatever.
I'll be there in 15 minutes.
I'll go tell Mrs. Archer or whatever her name is.
But he doesn't even tell her himself. He makes the assistant do it.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you there, sweetie? Yeah. Be a good girl. Run down there. Tell her husband's dead. Yeah, hurry up now.
Give her the news.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, yeah, I thought it was great. I'm surprised that you guys didn't mention that he was fucking his partner's wife.
A detail that was lost on words.
Yes.
I think.
And then also I was surprised that Tyler wasn't doting more about the that like 1940s vernacular because his hero, Dave Damashek, says hooey and applesauce all the time.
Oh, really?
As a blanket term for like this junk.
Oh, okay.
He's like, we had a lot of fun. More hooey and applesauce next week.
Oh, okay.
But he said hooey like 3 times in it.
Oh, really?
That's a bunch of hooey. So I was kind of surprised he didn't mention that. But anyways, I still thought it was great. But on a second watch, it wasn't as great as my first time. Still a gorgeous looking movie. The lighting in it is fantastic. Yeah, and it was really cool to see in San Francisco. I forgot it was San Francisco. So anyways, until next time. Thank you for joining us as we review 28 Weeks Later, our first of Post Apocalyptic Dystopia in July. Follow us next week as we review Waterworld. I'm going to be watching the Ulysses cut. What version are you going to watch? Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Middle Class Film Class, and on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
All right, next week there'll be no Joseph, so we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Have fun doing whatever you're doing.
I shall.
All right, classmates, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
See ya.